to have those tools to be able to implement that vision. So if he fails, I'm not going to vote for him again, but I know he's going to be successful because he has the ability to do those things. That's the bottom line for me. All the other stuff is good, it's better government, but this is really something about accountability. Now, the people who don't like this initiative say a couple of things. One, they say it's undemocratic, which is just an unbelievable thing to me, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. It's undemocratic to have the mayor sit alongside the council than within the council, and for us to negotiate with him over a budget. And we should move the governor into the legislature, and we should move the president into the Congress, because there's nothing undemocratic about all those things. They're also saying that it's going to hurt neighborhood power. It's going to take away from neighborhood power. If I, for one moment, thought that it would take neighborhood power away, there is no way I would ever be supportive. There's nothing more important to me than the relationship that I have with communities and neighborhoods that I represent. I actually think, and my friend Gerald Steinberg says this a lot, this will actually strengthen the council, because what it does is it allows us the position to negotiate with the mayor over the budget, over various things, so that we as a council can get things that we need for our neighborhoods. If the council is dysfunctional, it's going to be dysfunctional whether the mayor sits on the council or not. But what this really requires then is a very strong council with its own leadership to be able to sit down with the mayor and say, together, this is how we want to move the city forward. So, I will also tell you, when this all started, I've been supportive, but I said I wasn't going to get involved in the campaign. But frankly, I've gotten so pissed off at what I'm hearing from the other side, because it's just not true. They're throwing out a lot of garbage that is scare tactics. And then when we say that, they say, well, they're doing scare tactics. It's not like that at all. I want us to have a really thoughtful conversation here in Sacramento. And I'm really confident that when people think through the issues, when they think through what this will do for the mayor and the council and the city, they'll be supportive. The final thing I'll say, and then turn it over to the mayor, is this has a sunset clause. So in 6 years, this goes away unless it is re-voted on by the people of Sacramento. So if you all don't like it, it will not continue. But I know that in every city that this has been put in place, it has continued because people in the city have said, this is what we want, this is what we like, we're voting for it. So I'll stop there. I don't know what you want to say, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
I think you said it well. Okay, so before I get started, we're going to talk about major. I want to make 3 key points. You two stand up real quick. These 2 kids right here go to Sac High or on their way to graduating from Sac High. Am I missing any other Sac High students here? Okay, these 2. Sac High, come over here.
2013 graduate.
Come over here. Hang out with us for a second. Be a part of the party. Don't be hanging out on the outside. Be in the inner circle. So I want you to know 3 important things. The first one is, these students here go to a high school now that 93% of those graduates are going on to 4-year college. Wait. Because in 2003, this man made a vote that was not popular in the community to turn Sacramento into a public charter high school where only 20% of the seniors were going on to a 4-year college. And here we are a little over 10 years later, and 93% are going to 4-year college. Give both of them.
Awesome.
So that's number 1. Number 2, we are sitting here right now in a building for 10 plus years. Drug activities, prostitutes, syringes, everything you can imagine on this corner. In this building, dormant, no businesses, no retail. But because a few people had a vision and said, we're going to fight for Oak Park, we are now sitting in a place, just look around, just for a moment, the diversity of people in the room, different ages, different ethnic groups. One of the fastest, most successful Old Soul coffee shops is happening in Oak Park because a few people had a vision to take a chance and do something different we are now sitting in one of the coolest, hippest places in all of Sacramento. So give yourselves a round. And thirdly, if you drive down K Street, right now in the heart of Sacramento, you're seeing restaurants and entertainment. And when you get at the end of K Street, there's a big hole in the ground. That actually means something good is finally happening on K Street. Here's the connection to Major L. There's a group of people that are opposing Major L. They're saying stop, don't, we like the status quo. If we had the status quo, 20% of kids for Sac would only be going to college instead of 93%. If we had the status quo, this building would still be empty. If we had the status quo, there'd still be no businesses on K Street right now. I need you in this community to say enough with the status quo. Let's stand up, let's exercise our vote, let's make sure we're heard to take Sacramento from good to great. That's what Major L is all about, and it won't happen unless you come out and vote. You guys know the story. If our community sits on the sidelines, if our community says, oh, this election doesn't matter, or our vote doesn't matter, you know what happens? Decisions are made, and we don't even get to participate in a real meaningful way. If we show up and vote, and if we make sure our voices are heard, if you tell your friends and your family and your neighbors why Major L is important, why